Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. You're watching Christian Adventure Gamer. I'm your host, Daniel Paladin. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about Origins a little bit, like my experience, things I got, things like that. So I didn't do a day 4 video. That was because I just didn't take any pictures or do any videos of me walking around on day 4. I was only there until maybe 1 o'clock. I was tired, my feet were hurting, obviously, because I haven't been walking a lot. And the people I was with were wanting to just sit and play games and stuff, so I sat with them for a little bit, chatted with them, things like that. But, so like that was day 4. So I had about a 4-hour drive home. And so I did that instead of like trying to make sure I got as much video as I could. I can't even remember if I actually took any video of gameplay on Sunday. I don't think I did. But I have a couple more videos I need to edit or at least get up there. There was one game at the Chip Theory Games booth, Victorum, I think it was. Like, that was a 15-minute video. The guy just was explaining it, and he had some really long pauses and would keep going explaining more. And so I need to edit that down quite a bit. And there were some other videos that were kind of lengthy, and I want to cut down just because I like to keep, any video I do when I'm at a convention, under 5 minutes. I preferably would like to do it under 3 minutes, right? That's why a lot of times you see those really quick snippet videos, just a quick run through of the game, things like that. I did break my gimbal when I was there. The thumb toggle popped off somewhere. I don't know where it went. But I did contact the company because I just wanted to buy the part because I knew it just popped in there, and they're going to send me a whole new gimbal, it sounds like, so I'm very happy about that. So the con that I have here, one thing that's on the other side of the table that you can't see is the My Little Pony Tales of Equestria, the storytelling game starter set. So I picked it up for my kids. My son is 7, my daughter is 5, and then I have another one that's 3, and then a newborn. Plus, Alex the Rogue, who's 18, out of the house now, living her life. And so, like, I figured that would be a good introduction to, the kids doing an RPG or a role-playing game, right? So you'll probably see some of that footage on the channel. But it'll be like, for kids only, because it's going to be really geared towards my kids. I did get in this week the Red Dragon Inn, or Tales of Red Dragon Inn game, which I did not expect this game to be this big. So this is a game I'm going to be unboxing soon. I might even do a video tonight, but depending on when I edit or whatever, I'm not sure when it'll be up. But that's a pretty heavy box. It came with this envelope here. This says the Tales from the Red Dragon Inn Demo Kit, Kickstarter edition, so I'm not sure what the demo kit is. This is the same thing they were demoing at the conventions. And then I have Tales from the Red Dragon Inn Kickstarter. I opened it up already. It's just miniatures that you're not supposed to look at, and so I didn't really look at them. I just figured out what they were. They're numbered based on the chapter from, like, whatever you're in as you go through the game, so I thought that was kind of neat. And the other game that came in right before I left was this heavy one here, Dawn of Ulos, which they were selling at Origins. And so it also came with this little pack here of the Rift tile pack. So excited to get that all opened. Get that out of the way. I picked up, well, this is one thing my wife got me for Father's Day. It's this little pod thing. It's like you put water in it, and it's supposed to help you, like, not waste water or like damage your brush when you paint. So I thought it was kind of neat that they got me that. They also got me a little coffee cup that said Super Daddy-O, and it's got like little mushrooms on the bottom. It's got a Dante, Sophia, Liliana, and then Simeon listed on it. So that was really cute. And then they took off to go visit family that day, and then I did some things around here, and then left Wednesday night. Got into Columbus. Actually, I got into Dublin Wednesday night. Thursday morning, had a meeting I had to attend for work, and then went to the convention hall, and then that's where I engaged. I got to hang out with Sam Healy a little bit and chat with him at the Game Toppers booth. Really cool guy. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot. Berkey is always awesome. I love the Game Toppers product. That's what I use for my channel, right? That's what I use for my game room. Matter of fact, like most days, it's kind of like my desk for work, because like I come in here, I can shut the door, be away, and do, you know, therapy, telehealth therapy to clients and stuff. So picked up Picture Perfect, which I'll show you later because it's all the way at the bottom of the stack. But I did get all these little acrylic standees, which actually I think that makes the game harder and more realistic, right? Because in the game, and I'll explain it more when we get down to it, but in the game, you actually have these little characters, right? These little standees that you have to place around the room that you get. And so you get these cards that tell you who needs to be next to them or how they're facing or which side of the room that they should be on, right? But with the acrylic ones, they're more like lifelike, because then you can actually put someone behind them and you might still be able to see them. But with the standee, there was, you know, if they were behind them, it was very slim that you might see the figure behind them, right? So I got the whole shebang from Arcane Wonders. I got the Pickpocket expansion deluxe here. I got all sets of the deluxe set, right? So like each set only comes with enough for 2 players, so you technically need 3 of them. Got a really good deal on the whole package. But then in the coupon book, I totally forgot that there was a 10% off discount, so I could have saved myself probably like 16 bucks on it all. But I got all those standees here, and this one is the Movie Star, and then this one is, let's see, where is it? There should be a Sherlock Holmes right here. Sherlock Holmes pack. Over there. I picked up another small expansion for the Catapult Feud. It's a Stinky Fish, and I thought I had it on the table somewhere, but maybe I do, maybe I don't. Oh, there it is. And so it's these little fish that so in Catapult Feud, if you haven't played, you put like a little rubber ball into the launcher and you try to launch it and knock over the wall that your opponent has made, and also the figures that are on the wall. Well, the Stinky Fish, if it gets anywhere near those figures, you have to knock them over because, you know, the stench is really bad. Thought my kids would love that. It's one of my kids' favorite games. All right. And I picked up this little shield here to kind of go over my assortment tray for the Game Toppers. So it goes together, makes a little castle. Picked that up from the Game Toppers booth because they had a really convenient location. When I say convenient, I mean super convenient. Like, their location was right next to the games library. Like, you had to walk past the Game Toppers booth pretty much to get into the games library. You either walked around it, which then you still walked next to it, or you walked right in front of it. Like, there was no ins and buts. You had to go past it, and that was probably the sweetest place you could actually have it. Which means, like, he got to be open for an extra hour, right? He didn't have to close it at 6 when the exhibit hall closed, so it's awesome. But here's some of the expansions for the Picture Perfect, which I'll explain later. And then I was able to get Dragon Quest, so I actually took a video and demo of this last year at Gen Con. They actually had it for sale, because I hadn't seen it for sale anywhere else, so I figured I'd get it. So this game reminds me a lot of Dungeon Quest, where you're trying to race through the dungeon, trying to get to the center to steal gold from the dragon before he wakes up. If the sun comes up, the dragon wakes up and kills everybody in the dungeon. Super, super difficult game, super hard game. I don't think I've ever gotten out. And a lot of people don't like that game because it's super hard, but I think the fun is in the difficulty in that game. This game reminds me of that because you start at one space and you're trying to race to get to the yellow center there, and then get some gold and then try to get to the exit before the dragon kills you, right? I picked up Flamecraft. Super excited about this one. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this sooner rather than later, because I heard it's got a lot of cool components in it, really cute artwork. I've heard people just buying the artwork book for the game because they like the artwork so much. I picked up Wandering Towers, which I did get an expansion for it somewhere, but I'm not sure what I did with the expansion. But this game, you are basically causing towers to move around the board as you try to get your wizards potions filled and also get them into the Dark Tower. So, really neat game. I really, really like that. That was the Capstone Games. Alright, so then I also picked up Dubious here. So this one is like kind of like a social deduction in a sense. Like, you are given a roll card, right? And you have to give the other players clues to what your job is or who you are, right? And so that's why everyone's invisible, and like that's the theme, right? And it can be, let's see here. It says like I know one of the realms is fantasy. I think it's modern. Let's see. So Victorian England, modern, and fantasy. Those are the three type of game settings. So I thought that was really neat. I think with the right party, right group of people, that have lots of fun. I think this plays up to 6. You have 3 to 6 players. And then here's the picture perfect. So as you see, those people are standing around this table in this scene, and you got to use the cards to put them in the right place. And you score points based on, you know, if or how close they are. Well, maybe not guess how close, but like if they are in any of the matching card locations, right? If they're not in the location, you're not going to get points. This was an Arcane Wonder game. At first, when I first seen it, I was curious about it. Didn't really think about it. Then I actually had a chance to sit down and play it when my friends demoed it with me. And then they went to the games library and rented it and played it there. And I just thought this would be a great one to have in my library of games to be able to play with a party of people, because it plays for 2 to 4 players, right? It says age 10 and up in about 45 minutes, probably even less than that. But then I picked up the 5 and 6 player expansion here, so you can play up to 5 or 6 players, because basically you're doing everything simultaneously, right? And then here's the Sherlock Holmes expansion, and then the Pickpocket expansion, which you get all these different pickpockets. And the acrylic set comes with enough for all 6 players. The only one I had to get multiple of, again, was just the base set, because it only gave them 2 players per package. It's kind of weird. Probably did that just so they could sell more, and plus then that's how they don't have to pay for packaging for just an extra set of 2, right? They just do, you know, instead of doing 4 and 2, they just do 2 across the board, which is probably marketing smart, right? If you have to go to Origins, go ahead and put that down in the comments below and tell me your experience. Oh, I didn't even talk about my experience. So yeah, so Origins felt really, really smaller this year for some weird reason. It's just like I strolled through the aisles of the exhibit hall. There was no rush. It wasn't crowded. Even the open gaming area wasn't crowded. And it just felt so different from the last time I was there. The last time I was there should have been 2019. Me and Alex went there, and it was very crowded. I felt like there was more table spaces on each side of the exhibit hall. I felt like there was a lot of space in between some booths this year, so it was just really weird. And then I couldn't remember if they actually put carpeting down on the walkway, but man, like walking on that concrete, like I was in the exhibit hall for most of the park because I was just checking out things, you know, seeing what videos I wanted to do, talking to people, things like that. So yeah, hey, thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.